last 20 minutes, Robin, it's about learning. So at 5:40 in the morning, start discovering new things.
Yes, so this is the final pocket of the 5 a.m. Club Victory Hour, and it's all about growing. The people who live remarkable lives, they're curious, and they understand that you always want to maintain a white belt mentality.
What's a white belt mentality?
It's like the martial artist. The moment you think you're a master, you're back to being a beginner. So whether you're a corporate titan, whether you're a firefighter, whether you're a teacher, an entrepreneur, you always want to be hungry to learn more. Whether that's about your skills or whether that's about your personal mastery. So for these 20 minutes, Rahul, it's really about putting something positive in your mind in a negative world. It's about reading maybe a biography.
But is 20 minutes enough to read a biography?
Well, you can go more. You know, the whole morning routine I've walked you through is what I call the minimum viable morning routine. It's just a really tight, calibrated 1 hour to optimize yourself. But, you know, personally, I do 3 hours. I'll go 1 hour of exercising. I just need an hour to exercise every morning. And while I do that, I'll listen to audiobooks. I'll hydrate. There's some good science saying that when you hydrate, it improves mitochondrial function, so you have more energy. Then I'll do an hour of developing myself and journaling, and then I'll do an hour of learning.
It's ironical that you talk of journaling in the social media era. Everybody's on Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and you're talking about the good old journal.
Yeah.
That sounds 19th century.
It sounds 19th century, and it's very modern, because you know what science says? There's a great relationship to writing and developing and optimizing your mind. For example, habit researchers have a term called pre-commitment strategies. So if you take out a journal, like an old school journal, I mean, I brought my own personal journal here because
This is yours?
Well, I know you like to keep it.
Little black book?
Little black book. I know you like to keep it raw and real, so I'm still a little sweaty, but this is the 5 a.m. Club. And what I do is in my journal, look, I'll do these deconstruct.
That's me in school and college, and that's used even now.
I'll do deconstructions, I'll write gratitude, I will write blueprints for my ideal day.
You're saying lock yourself in, put it down on paper.
Put it down on paper, and then, because vague goals lead to vague results. Writing it down is a commitment. It gives you precision and clarity of thought. Also in my journal, and again, you can do this during the growth period of your 20-20-20 formula, but you can start to write about your frustrations. I mean, I've gone through a lot of great times in my life. I've been on the top of the mountain, and I've gone through tragedy in my life. And when I've gone through the painful times of my life, this saved my life, because I poured my pain, I poured my sadness out onto a fresh piece of paper. And so I released those toxic emotions from my system versus doing what a lot of people do when they go through a hard time. They repress it, which builds up.
And one of the things you write about is the possibility of expanding your horizon and learning about new things not necessarily related to work.
Greatest ideas incubate when we're not studying our craft. And that's the value of reading strange things. If you're a journalist, if you're let's say a business person, go talk to a yoga teacher, go interview a child, go talk to a taxi driver. You know, even traveling, like leave your home and go out and visit new places. Like, life is meant to have awe and wonder. It's about reconnecting with the beauty of life in this world where a lot of us are half alive to life. There's a line in the book, most people die at 20 and they're buried at 80. I believe that adults are nothing more than deteriorated children. You know, when we were little kids, we did have a sparkle in our eye. We were curious, we were passionate, we were authentic, we were fully alive. And then as we leave the innocence of childhood, what happens? We get disappointed. We lose that intimacy with our glory. We lose that fire in our belly. And as I suggested before, a great life is nothing more than a series of well-lived days strung together like a necklace of pearls.
You know, for those who've got high levels of motivation and commitment and self-belief, doing some of this may be easy. But what I want to talk to you next is, how do people who think their life is drifting, you know, aren't fully in charge, aren't necessarily in happy jobs, not doing very well with their families, how do they take charge of their lives? Let's talk a bit
I'd love
more.
to.